There is a very weird sound, and I hope it's not annoying. Hello, Sawatika. I have not been super consistent here on YouTube, and that is because I wasn't really sure what I wanted to post. Generally on social media, I felt a bit, I don't know, I felt quite lost with everything that's going on in the world. I feel like social media and posting about yourself seems so irrelevant, and I criticized myself so much. I was like, is this really needed? Does the world need more people that portray themselves online? And I was kind of questioning my job and questioning my life, and I still kind of am. Like, I'm in this process of figuring out what I want and who I am, and going through a little quarter life crisis. I'm 27. Especially living a creative career, it can be quite hard to know where you want to be and where you want to go, and I'm right in the middle of it. But then I try to look at it from a different perspective and ask myself, like, what is it that gives me hope and that gives me joy even in the darkest times? And that is creativity and art, and also being inspired by others, going to galleries, traveling, talking to other creative people and seeing their work. And so I actually thought, why not? Why not share a little bit more of my creative path on here and share my love for art and travel and everything, because that can also brighten someone's day and contribute to society. Art is important, and it's not just vanity. I hope that my videos and my creations and my art can make you feel something. And I also want to use this channel to give you a bit more of an insight into my creation process as a painter, because I don't only do social media or YouTube and Instagram, I also paint a lot. And actually this is something very personal. I feel like not a lot of people give so much insight into their thought process online, and I feel like times are changing, and it's actually nice to get a little insight into an artist's brain, I guess. So I decided to film some snippets here in Thailand and film the process of a little sketch that I made, a little painting that I made here on the beach in the little hut that we're living in currently. Let's get into the painting. I spent the last 3 weeks on a small island in Thailand called Ko Pha-ngan. This small island is mostly known for its crazy full moon parties, but it has so much more to offer. The nature is what impressed me the most. It is very clean, especially comparing it to other Asian countries that I've been to, and the beaches are extremely beautiful. Not too busy, with soft sand and crystal clear water. The colors of the ocean were actually initially my inspiration to kickstart this piece. If you maybe want to visit this little piece of land one day, I also want to give you some recommendations in this video of what I did and what I suggest you to try out as well, and what maybe to avoid. So some of the beaches I can recommend were definitely Zen Beach for some wonderful sunsets, drum sets, singing circles, and also yoga on the beach. Then there's Seaboard, which is a beach that hosts a little hippie market and beach party every Wednesday evening, and it's quite wild, so be prepared. Then there's Malibu Beach for a bit more of a zen, calm experience. And the most beautiful of them all, in my opinion, Bottle Beach, which is a beach that you need to hike to. It's an easy hike, it's about 45 minutes or so, but that also ensures that you'll most probably have a serene and relaxing experience without too many tourists. You can also take a boat back if you don't want to hike again. The sun also, of course, needs some sort of representation in this art piece. It is very hot here. Very hot. Every single day. So be prepared to sweat. Some days we weren't even able to be outside around noon because it's just so hot that it is very uncomfortable. And so most of the time, like during noon, we would work in a cafe and be inside. The island is pretty colorful overall, whether it's the flowers, boats, houses, or the clothes of the locals. It exceeds a fun, happy energy that I wanted to capture. For anyone who knows me, you know that I love dancing. So of course, I checked the scene. I skipped the full moon events and everything happening in the south because that can get pretty messy, and yeah, just a lot of alcohol and wasted people, which is not my kind of vibe. But I checked more of the events in the west, which is the more spiritual, hippie, more festival vibe corner. And I did some pretty fun ecstatic dances and little raves on the beach. Living in Berlin, I feel like I'm quite spoiled when it comes to parties, and honestly, none of the ones that I went to really convinced me. But I had a great time anyway. My favorite overall was called Wai Nam, and it's a little beach party in a small bay, and it's during the day, so that's nice. I also ate a lot of good food here. We really ate so well every single day and tried what feels like almost every restaurant on the island, because Teresa, my friend who I'm traveling with, and I were both big on food.
Wie sagt man nochmal lecker? Aron mag mag. Aron mag mag. Aron mag mag.
I would also suggest, if you're into that as well, to just go to the supermarkets and try the most funny looking packaging and just like explore. We ate some really strange jelly, for example, one day, which tasted like fruit, but it was just jelly, and it's just very strange and odd and stuff that you haven't really tried before, and I really, really love that. Overall, I have to say my time was kind of like a roller coaster. As I said in the beginning, I feel a little lost at the moment and very stressed about the world and overthinking my own life as well. But the nature here really helped me to calm down my nervous system and balance my thoughts. So yeah, sometimes I feel quite lost in our fast-paced digital world, and it is overwhelming to always be available. I start to compare myself and I end up in a very negative downward spiral that is not helpful at all. But leaving my phone at my hostel and just spending a few hours in the ocean under the sun grounded me immensely. I noticed how my heart was beating slower, and I felt at ease and I felt peaceful. This painting is a reminder to myself and anyone who needs to hear it that the sun, the ground, the forest, the ocean, it's always here to hold us. And that might sound very cliche, and probably you've heard it in some sort of funky Pinterest quote before, but it's really true. Like, we are nature, so it doesn't come as a surprise that our souls find rest when we are in tune with the elements. And yeah, I noticed that very, very strongly whilst being here, that being away from the screen, looking at the ocean, at the mountains, at the forest, really helped me. So that is what this painting is all about. And this is the finished result. My next stop will be Paris, and I will actually be painting there as well. I'm probably going to film a video about it as well. Especially for people who might not have the instant connection when it comes to art and paintings. You might think, oh, I don't understand art. If I go to an art museum, I have no idea what it's all about. And you don't have to. Like, of course, there's art history and people who try to explain certain paintings and kind of define a meaning and in colors and shapes and styles, but actually art is so personal, and I think that is why I love it so much, because there is no wrong and no right, and you can interpret it the way you want it and the way it makes you feel, and that's the right way for you. And that's the same with my paintings. I want you to obviously take from it what you feel, but I think it's also nice to hear from the artists themselves, like, what is it all about, and what did they maybe feel when painting it, and especially connecting it to stories, because my art is always connected to some sort of emotion, a lot of feminist topics, a lot of personal things as well. Someone said to me recently, like, are these all self-portraits because it's all women? And I said no, but then I thought about it, and maybe they are kind of self-portraits and part of my life. Yeah, so I'm excited for what's to come. This was just the first one of hopefully many art videos where I let you into my head a little bit and show the process of a little painting. If you like my art, then feel free to reach out. I have a website, I have an Instagram, an art Instagram, and I also sell prints. So if you want to purchase a part of my soul, feel free, and you can always ask me any questions you have. Everything is linked down in the comment box, no, in the description box below. And I will go watch the sunset at the beach now, because the sun is almost setting and I just love watching the sunsets here. It's incredible. So thanks for listening, thanks for coming back to the channel, and yeah, I'm excited for what's to come. And yes, I'm still learning French. I have a Duolingo streak of 80 days now, I think, which I'm very proud of. So one day I'll do a video fully in French. Fingers crossed.